Here we have a word problem that I call the remainder from a fraction word problems. They show up a lot in the math curriculum that we use, and it's really important to see how to do it. And so let's look at the problem. First, we should read it. Read it well. Jim had 360 stamps. He sold 300. He sold 1/3 of them on Monday, and 1/4 of the remainder on Tuesday. And the key word I want us to look at is this word of the remainder, because if we understand what that means, it makes this problem a lot simpler. How many stamps did he sell on Tuesday? Well, before we talk about what that remainder means, let's go ahead and write our statement. You can go ahead and write your statement, see if it's the same as mine. You can put it on pause to do that. Hope you've done that. Mine says Jim sold stamps on Tuesday. Okay, and then we see this problem is about Jim's stamps, so I'm going to put Jim's stamps, and I even know how many he has, so let's make Jim's stamps be 360. Now it says he sold 1/3 of them on Monday. I think most of us know with that we should actually divide this into thirds. And this is the Monday bar. Now here's where we get several options for what to do. It says then he sold 1/4 of the remainder on Tuesday. And that of the remainder word means what's left. He didn't sell 1/4 of his stamps on Tuesday. If that were the case, we'd have to divide this bar into 4 equal parts. So we'd really divide it into 12, but it's of the remainder of what's left. He really sold 1/3 of the 1/4 of the remaining 2/3 is what he did. Now there's several ways we can do that. In fact, your textbook on pages 84 and 85 give 4 different ways to solve this problem. I'd encourage you to take a look at that, because you can learn all kind of different ways. But the way I'm going to show us to do it is I'm actually going to drop a remainder bar. The remainder is what's left. It's, if I wanted to show you in blue, this is the remainder. I'm going to drop that bar right here. And it says he sold 1/4 of the remainder on Tuesday. So the amount he sold on Tuesday is 1/4 of this. Now, we know that that's actually going to be where a question mark goes, is for 1/4. That's what we're after. So he sold, that's a terrible question mark, but I'm kind of running out of space. So he sold 1/4 of the remainder on Tuesday. Now there's several ways we can go with trying to find out what number goes in that box. I think the easiest thing to do is to go say, well, I know that in the first problem I gave you that 360 can be distributed into those 3 boxes. And so I can do 360 divided by 3. We know 36 divided by 3 is 12, and there's a 0, so those should each have 120, right? 360 divided by 3 is 120. Now, if those are each 120, then we know that the remainder, the part that wasn't used at first, should be 240. 120 plus 120 is 240. And so what do I have? I have 240 stamps was what was left, and he sold 1/4 of them. So 1/4 of 240. Well, 1/4 of 240 we know is going to be, that's just 240 divided by 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6, and there's a 0, so the answer is 60. Jim sold 60 stamps on Tuesday. I want you to look and see if you might can even solve that some other ways. There's ways you can do it with fraction multiplication. There's other ways you can chop your bars up. You can actually cut it into 6 to do this. I think the way I've showed you is probably the simplest way when we first get going on this, although there are probably a little bit more efficient ways. So thank you for paying attention, and on the next ones we'll do a little more of you trying on your own.